Om Namah Shivaya, my friends. Today is Monday, May 19th, 2025. I wanted to come on today to talk about what it means to be a star-seeded human, earth-bound soul individual of the collective in this time of the Great Awakening. Because it's a big deal and it's not understood by many, because it hasn't truly really been understood by the all. And as one who is a part of the all for one and one for all. That's something that, it's like a phrase that's been kind of sticking with me over the past few months, where it's like, I've been like awakening to this mission that I'm to carry out for the all, as the 1%, the frequency that binds consciousness. And by bind, I mean keep together. It's like the glue. It's like the fascia that ties together the muscles to the bone. Yes. I've lately been feeling more like a flower than anything else. And it's because I've been drinking a lot of tea with flowers in it. So rose petals, blue lotus, dandelion. I drink dandelion every day and rose every day. And by interacting with these beings of the earth, which are alive, plants grow in the earth, just like we grow from the earth, We contain all of these elements inside of us: earth, air, and water. So we're the ones who are supposed to take these elements and give them the breath of life. And water are creations of the earth. And the element of these that's missing is fire. Fire of the Holy Spirit. And that was gifted to us from the Lord above, in the realms of the above, the sky. So understanding that I am the one who's part of the all means that the things playing out within the all will play out in my own life. And if you are waking up and recognizing that, there were great things, great tragedies that you had to go through in your life, and making it to this point, like, number one, I'm proud of you. If nobody said that to you yet, I will. I'm so proud of you for making it this far, because it just has not been easy. Even from the outside looking in perspective, Blue Jay. I should turn the camera so you can see my... Okay, we're on bird cam time now, you guys. Move this. Yeah. All for one and one for all. And as a part of the all, we have responsibility to look at the tragedies that we had gone through, those trials and tribulations that we had signed up for in this lifetime as star-seeded beings on this planet Earth, on Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. Thank you, Jai Ma. We kind of signed up for these missions so that we could experience. And by doing our inner work throughout these experiences, throughout your day-to-day, because you're going to be facing things in your past that seem to be a repetitive theme And once you face the repetitive theme in this time of the now, you have the opportunity to take that energy, that negative energy that is going to show its face to you and repeat itself, because the devil can't lie. So they will play in your face. They will show you their cards. They will show you who they truly are to your face. They can't lie. You just have to pay attention and say, I've gone through some shit, and this seems like some shit that I've seen before. And say, not today, Satan. And then you have the opportunity to expose the lie, to show other people around you what it means to take that energy and react in a different way, a way that you haven't really reacted before to. Or maybe you have, but they haven't been paying attention. Because here's the thing, is everybody's waking up to this new sense of paying attention now. So if you want people to understand you better, if you want people to begin to see the lies, trickery, deception that's been playing out, perhaps generation after generation after generation, because we are a product of our environment, we are a product of our nurturance, of how we were raised, of the neighborhoods that we grew up in, right? I just started hanging out in my hometown again with my family and family friends, and some of the things that came to light just blew me away. And I realized the amount of responsibility I had to change the environment that I was a product of, so that a future generation will not be a victim. It will not be a sacrifice. Because that's the name of the game, people. We are fighting a deep spiritual war. And if you haven't been paying attention, I invite you to start opening your eyes. Opening your eyes so that your vision can go from 2 to 1. And I want you to focus on a third eye gaze at this time, because as you look at your creations, you have the opportunity to either nurture it in the way that you were, which, you've had to do a lot of healing from, or you could choose a new path of the light. And, the light of the sun will cut through any darkness. There's no brick or stone that can hide the sunshine, the deep penetrating rays of our grand central sun in the Pleiadian constellation, shining all the way down to our Solano in the sky. The brightest star in our sky is the sun. We take that for granted. There's some different things associated with the sun. The first thing is gold. Look at the color. What is super conductive to electricity? Gold. And we are made of stardust. So we have gold within our bodies. There's gold within the mother. The mother that we also take for granted. I have noticed, and this is extremely important, but I've noticed that Generation X, my parents who are Generation X, it's like the missing generation. It's the missing link to the whole puzzle piece. It's like to the whole puzzle. It's the puzzle piece that's missing is our parents. Our parents who thought that they were separate from the grand design, like they were separate from helping this generation create something positive on the planet. And I'm just speaking in generalities. Like if if you don't resonate with this, then it's not your message, and don't take it personally, okay? But, you know, going back and spending time with my family, I realized how much help everybody needed from these generational links of the chain that were broken. And stepping back into a role as a mother, a daughter, and a very wise individual because of my Pleiadian ancestry, because I value my ancestry, because I value my ancestors on the planet, and whoever incarnated in my life to teach me lessons, very important lessons, so that, you know, we may live as an example on what we should have been taught. It's like we have been, us, the 1%, have incarnated to reparent ourselves so that we could reparent our parents, perhaps even their parents. And by gaining this wisdom of the grandmother, it's caring for your grandparents when your parents should have, but were unable to for whatever reason. You know, that blessing of a grandmother passes, it does skip generations. Like, this gift skips generations. So it's like you have to, as a 1%er, show other people the gift of the grandmother, because there's so many generational links that have been broken. So it's up to us to rejoin them and reforge them in gold, in conductive gold, to bridge that gap, to bridge the generational gap that had been broken. I think that's what the missing link truly is. You know, back in ancient times where they were like, oh, look at this, like primitive being's skull, and how it varies from this primitive being's skull, and how did it like evolve. And I believe that right now we are going through that same sort of evolution, but it's up to us to choose it and to want it. So I actually have a Rider-Waite tarot deck here, and I'm going to pull some cards today from it. Holy Spirit. Hold on. That was right about here. That was right about here. And so we have the 9 of Swords. This is a generation of individuals who are late up at night, awake, worrying about their life choices, worrying about the things that they had gotten themselves into due to, what is this, the 5 of Swords. Conquest, competition, power structures, like power over dynamic. They're worried about how they treated other people in order to get what they wanted. Holy crap, there's a lot of swords coming out. We have the 7 of Swords now, which is this man trying to carry away all of these spoils of war that he won, but, you know, he just can't carry them all because this is a greedy individual. A greedy collective of individuals who's been, you know, trying to stockpile weapons or something. The Knight of Swords. Yeah. Riding into war. Holding one of these swords up, like going into battle. It's like they just don't want to quit. They don't know when to stop. It's like, quit when the getting is good, man. Interesting. And now we have the Hermit. The Hermit doesn't have any swords. The Hermit doesn't have any weapons. The Hermit has the light in the darkness. This is an energy of biding time, waiting for the narrative to finish playing itself out. The Hanged Man. Watching, waiting, abiding. This to me is like It's very interesting because the Hanged Man, he has a golden sun. He has a halo around his head, and to me that speaks of enlightenment, of being enlightened to a situation that they were hung for. You know, this is like, this is a person, this is an entire generation who has to watch and wait while the previous generation, or previous, several generations, finish their war and conquest with one another. Like, whatever little traps and games they were trying to play, this other generation, I believe that this is my generation, the one percenters, watching and waiting, they were hung, but in this hermit energy of the time where they had to take a time out and do a lot of soul searching, inner contemplation, they learned a lot. They learned enlightenment. Cool. Four of Wands. It's a celebration in front of a castle. It reminds me of Beltane. We just passed through Beltane, where there's the maypole, and people are celebrating fertility, celebrating the springtime coming back, and celebrating new life that's growing all around us. And, this is also like 4 pillars that are upholding this garland, this canopy of fruit, flowers, vegetation, greenery. And they're celebrating with the same flowers, fruits, vegetation, greenery. It's just like celebration of this new life, that this new generation of the 1% is here to uphold the 4 pillars of reality. The 4 pillars, it's earth, wind, air, and fire. I'm not reading anything in reverse. That's just not how I roll. And we also have the 4 of coins. So this individual looks like he is guarding his wealth, guarding his riches, guarding perhaps the generational wealth, because we have 4 and 4 coming in here. Now, guarding the new wealth, the new abundance that comes in by celebration and joyous activity, and rejoining again with the community. And how I just feel like that type of frequency needs to be protected and guarded by, this is a king sitting on a throne with these coins. I feel though like these 2 energies might be conflicting, because they're celebrating, but he's all alone over here, so this seems to not be the same type of energy. It's like they're at odds with each other, because the old generation doesn't want to let go of their coins. The new generation doesn't really seem to care about the coins, though, is the whole thing. Is like, while they're over here fighting with one another over these coins that they're trying to hold on to, the other generation, the Starseeded 1% frequency peoples, is over here like, we are just minding our own business. We're taking care of each other. We're taking care of ourselves. And that's something that, Yuns weren't able to do. We had to show ourselves how to do that. We had to take this time out after you tried to hang us and sacrifice us, to figure out like what is truly valuable It's a total difference in value systems, and I think that's what like the number 4 here represents. Is like confirmation. My crow friends. Guess I feed all the birds in the neighborhood, including the crows. There's 2 that come very frequently, but there are 3. Okay. So we have here the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Walking away from something. Walking away from something that perhaps was like emotionally rocky. Going on a new journey to find emotional balance and fulfillment. Death card to confirm. Something had to be removed from your life on purpose, but it was you who had to remove it. It was you that had to walk away and say, this wasn't for me. Like, I'm going on a new conquest for truth. Truth, truth, truth. And I'm riding valiantly into this effort. I'm holding my wand in the air and casting down. Wow. 6 of coins. This is keeping things in balance. He's casting down coins to people who need it. He's holding this scale and it's in balance. He's maintaining and upholding truth and balance and justice. So that could look like you realizing that there was a huge imbalance in value systems from like the way that you were raised versus the way that actually fits reality at this time. Because for us to be fighting over coins, like playing keeping up with the Joneses type thing that like the previous generations did, that they put all on TV to make you think it was supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be us like work for somebody else. Work so that you could pay all your bills on time and pay all of the insurance companies and the credit card companies and the medical bills that you racked up because you get so sick because you don't have enough time to rest and recover after a long work week. And it's like this system that keeps on perpetuating over and over again. And shame on you if you don't subscribe to my value system, because I'm just going to cut you off. You know? This new generation understands that that is shitty. That's not a way to treat anybody. You know? It's keeping it fair and balanced. The checks and balances need to be a thing that occurs more frequently. And here's the 10 of Wands. It's somebody gathering up all of these wands, all of these sticks, to bring it somewhere, bring it back home. It's like gathering your resources again. It's like you had to disassemble something so that you had resources to use and carry on into the next phase. So once the things were disassembled, then okay, it's like, shit, my house burnt down. Hypothetical. My house burnt down, oh no. But now look at all these bricks that I have that I can do something else with. That's what that is. The Emperor. It's creating this new way of ruling over yourself. It's going from other people trying to rule you and saying, I reject your value systems, and I'm going to create something new for me and mine and the people who I'm responsible for. And I'm going to do it swiftly on my chariot with my, look at this, 2 Sphinx. Ooh, 2 Sphinx pulling the chariot. Excuse me. This is very royal energy. Coming in right after the Emperor. And I mean, it's really just confirmation from everything that I had just said, is that, you know, you're pulling through, and these great Sphinx, this big lion energy, it's ancient Egyptian energy. It's accessing these realms of the above and below, pulling them together to create the chariot on which you gloriously ride upon. Yes. It's calling on the Earth Mother and the goddesses of the earth, like Isis and Hathor. And understanding that there are also goddesses of the sea, of the below, of the depths of your emotion and your feeling, and the realms of the above, you know, of air, communication, and thought and ideal. And when you bring thought and ideal into balance with your emotions, okay? This is World Bridger energy. This is Ma'at coming through. And she is the Egyptian goddess of balance, truth, and justice. This is big Libra energy coming in from a Libra. Once you're able to balance the ideals with the pit of emotion, because emotion can be dark, emotion can be ruthless. And in order for you to match your thought with your emotion, creates a manifestation on the earth. This is a big responsibility that we all have, but me as one who has reparented myself through the love of Mother Earth, the Holy Mother, and Divine Father. What's the last card here? Look, this is you riding away on your chariot, and the previous energy system at a loss. Because look, this is the 5 of Cups. They had 3 that spilled, and they're so sad over the spilled milk, right? They're so sad over the things that they lost, even though they still have. This is like a big sense of lack that we are swiftly guided away from. We are swiftly riding away from this, because if we were to follow the path of those who nurtured us, those who want to keep us in those same power structures, this is what it would turn into. But instead, you realize it. You see it for what it is. You say, okay, I have the power to change it all. I have the power to dismantle these structures that were built up around me so that I have some fuel to put in the furnace and power my wagon out of Dodge. It's like, get out of Dodge, man. Yeah, I'm gonna do another set here. Oh, hello. I'm picking those up. We're not taking them. Oy. Still gonna look though. We are gonna take them. No, we're not gonna take them. Okay, show us what we need to know next. Because, I mean, you showed us, Spirit, you showed us the first 8 cards, which was the base energy on the material plane. The base energy of what we are working with. You showed us the second set, which is what we are doing about it. And I'd like to know now, which direction we will be steering in. I kept getting like sets of 4 or 5 popping out, and I'm like, I just want 1. Let's start with 1, please. No, this feels good. Right here. We have the High Priestess. This is a very special card. This is the card of one who has been trained in the mystery schools of life by being one who walks, lives, breathes, has bore children, understands alchemy, understands what it is to be a world bridger, to bridge the realms of the above and below as the one. It's amazing. Let's see. She has a cross on her chest, and she's also wearing this Egyptian crown of the moon. At her feet is the moon. High Priestess with King of Swords. On his throne are butterflies, a symbol of transformation and rebirth. The High Priestess is being protected now by this King of Swords energy, and this could be a man in your life. It's definitely divine masculine energy protecting the High Priestess as she carries out her mission from God. And that's what I believe that I'm here to do, is carry out a divine mission from God. And I'm not going to speak about it because it's case sensitive. But look, she's holding a scroll, you know. She's been given a message from the divine. She's been giving a message that she needs to pay attention to what King of Swords in her life has to share with her. Okay? We're each other's mirrors, so if we are mirroring subconscious information about one another back to one another, like, learn how to look at the clouds by looking at the sky behind them, type of thing. We have the Four of Swords, which is taking a rest, laying down, and being in comfort. It's like finding a moment of solace throughout it all. It's like the pause before. It's the pause where you enjoy time and life in the sun. It's resting in the light of the day. Maybe take an afternoon nap. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. She sits on a throne. I see cherubim. I see a goat. I see fruit. Her veil is long and green, so long that it touches the earth. And to me, it looks like she cradles this coin in her lap, maybe like a mother would cradle a baby. So this queen has a different set of values. Like, this is you understanding that you have this specific set of values that you were born with, and you're like now awakening to how precious this energy that you contain inside of you is. It's so valuable. It's so precious. And you should be cradling it like a little baby. Queen of Pentacles with the Lovers. This was one of the cards that fell on the floor, and I was like, I'm going to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. But it's coming out again. So it's the Queen of Pentacles and the Lovers. So to me, you know, the Lovers is a great signifier of a divine union. But in this reading, it's a bit different because we have the High Priestess of the Moon. It's like high initiate, esoteric type of energy. It's like secret society, but as a woman. One that you had never been told about, but you've been divinely led and divinely guided by the powers that remain hidden. Under moonlight do they work, but we've been resting in the power and protection of the King of Swords. So now we get to emerge as the Queen of Pentacles, who has merged the moon and the sun within, which is this Lover's card. It's coming into divine union with the moon and the sun within. It's creating that new cyclical power that will power your own chariot. It's like how the earth revolves around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth, and it's like creating this type of vortex that we 1%ers have the power to access. And this produces a new type of generated energy that we can channel into the earth, and it creates this new type of value system where we value, what are we valuing? We value the Six of Wands, which to me this is like a celebration. It's a return home. It's like a gallant event. And we're celebrating the Empress. Wow. So this is the 1%ers, you know, the feminine Pleiadian energy that's pouring down into the planet from Alcyone, the great central sun, the star that our solar system orbits around, giving us this new value system of the Empress, and it's being celebrated. But what I'm hearing is you have to celebrate it first. You have to have the cojones to pull it through and shine it out and be that ambassador and representative of Mother Gaia, of the planet that you are born from. Because we are the ones who stand on the land. We don't live in the oceans, and we don't have wings to fly, but we have the breath to speak things into existence, just as the birds in the sky use the wind to sail from the highest to the lowest, down to the earth. And some birds even can dive into the ocean. You know, some birds can dive into the sea to get their harvest. You know, it's the circle of life. It's the material existence that we live on. And isn't it amazing? I think it's amazing and beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and give us a unicorn card. Let's tie it up. Hello. Cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body. Tune into the moon's magic. The moon. The moon is represented as the mother. It's water. It rules the sign of Cancer, which is a karmic energy. You know, it's the energy that we were born into. It represents the family. It represents our nurturance and how we were raised. And it's karmic because we grow up not knowing how we will grow up until we are of age and can say, you know, you get out in the world and you connect with other people and you realize what's what, at least for you, and I hope that you have, but you realize, you know, we go through these cycles as people. We go through these cycles where where you are learning new things about the way that the world works, about the way that you work inside these little worlds, inside of these little rabbit holes, inside of these little neighborhoods that you're born into that might be quite dark. There might not be any nightlight inside of these rabbit hole neighborhoods that you were born into. But once you start to go down the rabbit hole, just like Alice, you might find that things are very strange and particular. But then you have the power to do something different about it. Because you do understand that things happen in cycles. And if you find that you're walking into something from your past that seems to be a repetitive cycle in your life, perhaps involving those around you, you now have the power to speak about it and bridge the realms of the divine and the infernal. Because if you bring the light from above, the below will have no choice to answer to it. I invite you to do that if you're ready. If you're ready to take that on. But just know that, you know, you're not alone. 6 of Cups. And this is what we're saving, people. Children. This is what we're saving. The next generation. I think that's worth it. You know, whatever it takes to save this next generation of children, wherever you are. I hope that you're a cycle breaker like me. Because if we're all doing that, if we're all doing the damn thing, there's no stopping the light. We are so loved, so protected. Jesus Christ gave his life as a sacrifice. The Son of God, our Son, gave his life as a sacrifice to save us from temptation and deliver us from evil. So if we were made in his likeness, I hope that we will begin to deliver ourselves from evil and deliver justice to those that deserve it, because we are living in a new value system now. I invite you to look inside yourself and say, where are my values? What truly matters to me? And tomorrow, if everything were different, what would I want to stay and what would I want to no longer be? The choice is yours. And remember, everything repeats itself. That's Battlestar Galactica, baby. Have a great day.